Hello, Leo, my very dear Leos. This is your reading for the week of November 3rd, or when it resonates. Won't be for everybody. Might be for Sun, Moon, Rising, or just a lot of Leo in your chart. Leo, the image that I see with you is quite beautiful, and it's very mystical. And the phrase that's coming in is speaking truth to power. But then as I'm pulling the cards, I'm hearing something else, and it's speaking truth to healing. So what does that mean? It goes along with the image that I see of you, and it's as though you are a shaman or a sacred healer, and you're standing there looking out over a beautiful landscape of a wild terrain. And you're speaking your words. It's almost like you're chanting them with great intention, and it's flowing out like energy from your lips into the world around you, and it's moving energy. It's literally, as I see this, these words are creating a current of energy that is opening other energy, which goes along then with the phrase, speak truth to power, speak truth to healing. And that's what I feel like there is for some of you. What I feel as though there is a situation where I don't know if words need to be spoken or if it is just something you need to reach in your own heart. But it feels as though for some of you, there are some areas of hurt and pain where forgiveness is necessary. What you're being reminded of is that it's not just necessary for the other person. It's necessary for you to be able to let go of that grudge, because that grudge, that hurt, is like a wall around your heart. And that can cause you then to not always be open, heart-wise, to things that might be really beautiful and wonderful for you, because you've got that natural defensiveness that can come up with that. So what's the nature of forgiveness? Well, when we look at it from a really spiritual point of view, it's about understanding the nature of life, really, at a very basic level, which is that we will never be perfect as long as we are living in these bodies, that we will make mistakes, we will be hurt, we will hurt. But what you're being told here, Leo, is that you've got the capacity here to really touch into something sacred. And I don't say that lightly. It feels very strongly to me as though in this process of forgiveness, when you really embrace it with heartfelt desire to let go of the hurt and to genuinely open that channel of energy with that person against whom you were holding this grudge, whether you open it again or not in actual real time, doing it within your own mind and within your own heart does change the energy around that situation, wherever that energy is located. So whether it's around the person that you are holding a grudge against, whether or not it's around the people that have been accidentally affected by it in a negative way, it allows you to be able to really shift the energy in a way that touches into your heart and into a connection of love that you may have forgotten. You may not have ever really even clocked it as this is really true love, deep love, compassionate love. You may have never identified that in your life before. You may have, or it may have just been, this is the love of my life, etc., etc. But what this is really telling you is that by going through this process, what you are doing is you are learning the power of what you say and how profoundly it affects you, and that things unsaid, especially when it is clearing things for you, this is where the shift happens for you. This is where you're able to really move into something where you are able to say, there is something bigger than me here. Now, you've also got the say yes card and positive triggers, which this says to me, for those of you who are going through situations where you are needing to clear the air on something, either something old, or for some of you, it might be that you are running into the defenses in a current relationship and it's getting in the way of your current relationship. So you're being asked, surround yourself with positive triggers, okay? We've talked about this before. Positive triggers are things that are mood lifters, that make you feel good. They might be colors that you like to wear, scents, smells, food you like to eat, songs, music, textures, animals, people, things that basically lift you up and cause you to feel more positive in general, lighter, happier, more open. And you, there you go, you're being asked compassion. Have compassion, but have compassion for yourself too, because every time you hold a grudge against somebody, you are holding a part of yourself back in a way. It's not, revenge. Revenge is not, you can sometimes you can take that holding a wall against somebody as almost a revenge, but it doesn't really affect them nearly as much as it affects you. You don't want to cut any energy off from your heart, right? Much better to be in a state of forgiveness where you can say, wow, yes, honestly, that really hurt, and I understand, and I won't let it happen again because I now see a boundary that I can set in place, or I can see a behavior that encouraged this and now I'm going to change it. It can be a whole bunch of different things. Basically, it's a learning moment for you, but it's a learning moment for you that can take you very, very deeply into this understanding. And I love the compassion card as a way to help define this reading and really anchor it, because the humility card talks about there's more than just you. There is a wisdom beyond you. So whatever you think you know, for example, in terms of I'm justified in being offended, like, well, that's going to help you. Try having compassion, because compassion, it carries an awareness of the vulnerabilities of ourselves and others. There's an empathy which allows for a gentle, kind approach, nudging us to move away from the need to blame and judge and move towards a desire to simply understand. And maybe the understanding is just understanding ourselves in that moment. Maybe we can't fully understand the other person, but maybe what we can do again is just move to curiosity and say, you know what, I don't know. But in that moment, what I'm going to choose is the humility of realizing that I may not have completely understood whatever the situation was and why that person responded the way they did. But what you're also being asked to consider is, where in your life now are you feeling resistance? Because very often, it's interesting that it's coming up around this idea of healing through word, because what I feel is though, sometimes what happens, okay, now I'm just getting a situation coming into my head. When we don't set boundaries for people in terms of what we will accept and what we will not accept, it can feel okay for a while. And then all of a sudden, if it hasn't really been in alignment with us, or if it's in alignment with the old us and now we've grown, it can feel really compressing. It can feel like people are putting us in a box as opposed to it's a structure we've created with them and now we don't like it anymore. So you're being asked, in the process of all of whatever is going on for you, Leo, check out where your resistance is. Notice what that is, because sometimes the resistance comes to a situation because something in us is getting triggered that needs to be looked at. And sometimes not, but I feel in this case, I feel like that's really what Spirit is telling you now. That now is the time. Forgiveness is the key. Now is the time. Forgiveness is the key. Be compassionate, stay positive in yourself, stay affirmative in the way you are approaching this. Okay, Leos? I'm going to leave you with that. And bless you. God bless you. Take care.